Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and U.S. dictator Donald Trump got into a shouting match at the White House in front of cameras and staff. Trump's pit bull, J.D. Vance, instigated the yelling. It was as if Trump and his henchmen were trying to mock publicly and embarrass Zelensky. At one point in the White House meeting before the shouting match occurred, Brian Glenn, who is the chief White House correspondent of the Trump regime and a propagandist for a far right-wing network, degradingly asked Zelensky this.
Second question. My second question for President Zelensky. No. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, you have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe
something
something like yours. Yes, maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Ironic, given that the Trump regime's second in command, Elon Musk, doesn't wear a proper business suit. There's speculation that this entire White House meeting in front of cameras was a setup by the Trump regime against Zelensky to embarrass him in front of the whole world. Anybody who tells you that Trump is 100% right or 100% wrong is partisan and biased. He is right on some things and wrong on other things. Trump is right in that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine needs to end. He is also right in that Ukraine needs to come to the negotiating table for an initial ceasefire and then a permanent resolution to this conflict, instead of continuing to ask for more financial, military, and political support from the U.S. And people were criticizing Trump for conducting this meeting publicly instead of behind the scenes. I agree with Trump on this too. These kinds of meetings, which have historically taken place behind the curtains, should be out in the open for the American people to see. The American people deserve to be informed and know what the hell kind of deals their government is making and what role their government is playing in international relations. Here is where Trump effed up. Number one, it's highly unethical, but then again you're dealing with somebody as amoral and valueless as Trump to demand, pressure, or even insinuate that a weakened nation or a nation that is in a vulnerable state, such as the one Ukraine is currently in, hand over valuable assets to you in exchange for you to deal with them as equals and offer some kind of goodwill. This entire meeting took place on the foundation that Trump wanted to do a $500 billion deal with Ukraine for Ukraine's minerals. The United States of America, just like the Westoids in general, are very greedy and depraved. In 1995, the malignant U.S. president at the time, Bill Clinton, introduced an oil for food program idea to the United Nations whereby Iraq would sell oil, which benefited the U.S. and the Westoids, in exchange for food, medicine, and humanitarian needs. Number two, the U.S. is not an honest broker. Trump blatantly favors Putin and Russia over Zelensky and Ukraine. He and his thugs had a literal shouting match in front of the world with Zelensky, and not long before this he called Zelensky a dictator. I'm not a fan of Zelensky. I find both Trump and Zelensky detestable, including their pro-Israel bootlicking. That said, America and Westoids do this often, whereby they act like mediators and honest brokers when in fact they are not. A recent and vivid example of this is Hamas and Israel, where Westoid slaves put pressure on Hamas instead of Israel and gave Israel carte blanche to do what Israel does best in Palestine proper: practice terrorism and evil. Also, to be fair to Russia, for nearly a century, the Westoids have not dealt with Russia as an equal partner, in addition to scavenging the country after the Soviet Union's collapse in the early 90s. So Russia knows this feeling. Number 3, there is no American, European, or Westoid in general who would dare talk like this, let alone have a shouting match with Satan-Yahu or Israel like they did with Zelensky and Ukraine. Even quote-unquote America First Trump obediently and submissively does what his Israeli handlers tell him to do, including recently sending billions of dollars worth of bombs, weapons, guidance kits, and bulldozers to Israel. There's a lot more to say on this, but I'll leave it there. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Also, let me ask you guys this. What do you agree with Trump on, and what do you disagree with Trump on regarding the shouting match that happened and his positions on Ukraine? Let's debate it in the comment section.